What's up? What's up? I'm back. This is the Love Movement podcast. Let's go. I am back. So today I am officially recording my my video podcast. So I'm gonna have my video and my audio. This is episode 2. So tap in and let's hang out. Let's talk about it. I am spreading love. This is my brand, Love Movement. I started in 2014, and I changed the name. First, it was the Movement of Love, and then I changed it to Love Movement in 2017. And now I'm just pushing. I do have some older episodes from like 2020 and 2019, but I revamped it. Really got my mind right. I am on a healing journey right now, and I want to share that with everybody. I'm on a healing journey spiritually, mentally, physically, all of that, just really getting out here with a lifestyle change and just, want to spread love and give a voice to the voiceless. So yeah, that's what I'm about. So on my last episode, I ended off talking about energy and how I really connect. I could feel energy when I walk in the room. And I can change the energy when I walk in the room. This has happened on several occasions, and I've changed the energy good to bad. Being young and when you were hothead and on those different paths, you just that's just what it was for that time, and I leave it there. I'm leaving my past in the past. I really close my circle. I want to be around like-minded people. I am a lover. This is why. This is my brand, because I am a lover. I love spreading love. I operate off love, like just move better off of love. I don't like negativity around me and the hate. I used to be a hothead running around because it was the world, did that, where I had, shredded all my loving ways and just kind of had that hard exterior, which that was exhausting and draining. You know what I mean? So I reconfigured, like, what it is? I need to just change like who I'm around and how I move, and just really, if I walk in somewhere and I take a deep breath and inhale the room and I ain't getting that good feeling, I'm out. Before I would stick it out and it just, by the end of the night, I'm exhausted, I'm drained, my attitude is off, all of that. So that is, that's how it bring me to the story time. So, I won't use names and stuff like that, but my ex, we went to her best friend's house. So it was a Saturday, and she was telling me like, "Hey, I'm going over. They having a little kickback, vibe out or whatever." And normally me, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the bed and just kind of, hang out with my dogs and just, when I say my dogs, I literally mean my little dogs. I have 2 Maltese. My boy is a Maltese poo. My girl is a Maltese Bichon. So I normally Bichon. I normally just kind of like to chill at home, especially when I was with her, because we did a lot of traveling, and I just love to travel. Like, she really, woke that up in me. So with her, it was more like, I just rather travel. I don't really want to, we kind of partied when we first got together, and then it just started dying down because we travel and party, and I was like, well, you can party, I'll just do the traveling. I love that. But she asked me to go outside. I obliged. I'm going to support her. So I went. So on this particular night, my best friend, her dog died, and she had her dog for like 14 years. So I'm in the middle of like, what's up? Like, what you need me to be there. And my best friend wife had called me and, was telling me what's going on. I was like, look, I will come right now. And she was like, nah, she don't really want to, she didn't really want none of that. She wanted to be alone. She had to go to pretty much say goodbye. So I was like, look, I could be there, and she didn't want that. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna stay with my girl, and we gonna go to the party. So, but we was talking on the phone. I was talking to her, just kind of letting my best friend know, like, yo, you all right? I know how, I don't know, but I was telling her, like, I'm here, whatever you need, So we talking, and I walked in the house, and I'm on the phone. So the way my ex, her friend's house was, you walk in, and the kitchen is upstairs, and they had like a sunken living room type deal where you go down a spiral staircase and the whole thing. So everybody's down. I just walk up. So I'm on the phone and I'm talking to my best friend. That's more important than anything and what she had going on. So once I wrapped up my conversation and everything, and I go downstairs, I spoke, but I felt the thickness. Like, even when I was upstairs, it felt kind of weird, but I wasn't paying attention. I was just staying on the phone. So once I got on the phone, I went downstairs. As I was going there, I could just feel the tension in the air and just, feel that something was off. Something was really off in this apartment. So I came in, I kind of looked at everybody, and I was like, "What's up?" It was dry because I just did not know what was going on. So, but I knew it was something going on. So I jumped to immediately thinking we was talked about before we got here, which was furthest from the truth, but that's just me. That's just the way my mind was working. So, I was like, So I got on my, I really want to go home, and I really don't want to be here. One, I'm thinking about my best friend, and I know she going through it. And I'm like sad because the dog, as long as that my best friend had the dog, we've been in each other's life. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let me just suck it up. So they playing Uno or whatever, and I got a couple games, but the energy, everything. And then my ex, she's running around like trying to change the music, and I'm trying to like get her to like, hey, you need to chill right now because they are not feeling you at all, or they wasn't feeling me. I don't know what it was, but I was trying to tell her. So I'm like, hey, come sit down. Like, let them play their music. Like, let that music play. We want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? No dislike. I'm like, we can vibe out to your music when we get back to the house or get in the car. So, and she drinking, and she, trying to, but she doing stuff. She licked a card and stuck it on this boy's head, and he all like, but I see the energy. I'm like, what? So now the energy getting thicker because now I got an attitude. Because one, I could see they not feeling how she acting. You know what I'm saying? And then I see that it's something going on with them. And then, I guess they ain't like the fact that I wasn't, because I'm like, I know it's something going on. So, yeah, that was it was so heavy. The air was so heavy. So and then I had a headache. So now I'm to the point, right? It got so irritating to me that I was like, yo, they pulled her upstairs. So I'm sitting there and I'm already like, cause I had already let her know, yo, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go home. So she's like, all right, cool. And I was, I'm like, I had a headache. That was the priority right there. So, they pulled her upstairs, her best friend and her best friend girl. So I'm like, what's that about? So I'm not tripping. I don't care. I have my own home, and it is a sanctuary. My home is my sanctuary. Like, I have my stuff. It's a vibe. It smell good. My babies are there. Like, I do not like being in nobody else's house. My ex can tell you. My wife can tell you. Like, I don't like being at other people's house at all. I like being at my house. Not saying that I don't like going to nobody's house, chill and vibe out and, go to a kickback and go home. But I would rather be at home. I would rather not do none of that. I would rather just travel, and I do. That's what I do. I travel and, I be at home in my sanctuary. It's cozy and it's my cocoon and it's safe in there because it's scary out there. It's scary out there, right? I'm just saying, look, laugh at me all you want, judge your mother. But so all right, I'm sitting there now. I'm like, now I'm getting mad because I'm ready to go. And my ex is just, she's a social butterfly. So she used to just, all around and da, 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 da. So I'm like, look, I could take an Uber. I could take an Uber home. Stay and I'll take an Uber. I'm going home. I'll catch you when you get there, right? So now I done got mad. So I go up the steps because their room was up the stairs. I go up the steps. I knock on their door. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm mad. I don't care what. And I could tell everybody energy all like, well, what? I'm like, man, give me the car keys. I'm going. So now I'm not saying nothing to nobody. Because normally I'm like, all right, then I'll catch y'all later. Woo, woo. But now I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. Because I felt like they went in the room to talk about my energy. And I'm like, I'm grown. I don't got to be here. I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? But I love my ex-best friend. She is so sweet. Her girl is cool. They are really cool. But that was just a moment that we was having. I'm just telling y'all the moment. My energy at that time. So that was my energy. Now I love them. I don't have no issues with I love everybody. So if they hear this, they know I love them. I'm just talking about that moment. So I'm just like, man, I'm out of here. I got a headache. I'm ready to go. My best friend dogged out. Worry about my best friend. Like, I want to go home. And I want to go home and get with my puppies. So I pull her out the room and I see all of this. She been crying. I'm like, man, what's going on? I don't care. Give me the keys. I'm getting in the car because you doing this craziness with people. I ain't doing this. So I get, so that means, once my energy got off, it just blew up the whole spot because the energy was already messed up. So now when my energy got off, it just made it worse because I could have, I want to say the one thing I could have did was kind of been like, just said something. In hindsight, I would have said something. In hindsight, I would have said something like, oh, what's going on? How y'all doing? Why I feel so, but now going forward, I will. If I go in the room, and especially if it's people that I know and I care about, I'm going to say something like, what's up? What's going on in here? Why it's so thick? You know what I mean? Why the air so thick? What y'all talking about? I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? I could say for me on be accountable for my side. That's my side of it. But so when we get in the car, I'm like, yo, what I'm saying? And then she was like, oh, they said you can't come to their house no more. And I was like, I need you to tell them right now, I don't gotta go to their house. I don't gotta go to nobody's house. I'd rather be home. I pay for my home. I'd rather be in my home. I'm not one of those people. I'm not that person that wants to be in anybody's nothing. One, I have these different anxieties and I have social anxiety. So like being in different spaces, it has to be a certain level of comfort for me. My wife and my ex can tell you, like when I move, the way I move is very strategic. It has to be comfortable for me. I mean, literally, like when I travel, I'm gonna just give you a tidbit on traveling. When I travel, there's things I have to do. I have to buy new underclothes all the time. New socks, new beaters, new undies, new sports bra, all of that. I have to buy that. That's number one. Number two, everything has to be packed. I have to have my toiletries. I have to have this, that. I have to bring my blankie. I used to take a pillow, but I stopped. I have to bring my blanket. It's a certain blanket I have to have. And I have to have electronics, my electronics that I like to use. Like, it's just like that. And it has to be comfortable. Like, I have to have a candle, a certain candle. I get a certain candle from Bath and Body Works, the stress-free candle. I get that. Like, it has to be that way. So when it comes to me, there are comfort levels. So going to somebody's house on a humbug and being there without my stuff, like, no, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'll be ready to go home in 5 minutes. Like, I didn't come prepared. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I done got to the point where I have a cutlery set that I move around with, so I don't have to use people forks and stuff like that. I really don't eat at people's house. Like, I'm just so different and so picky, and I'm okay with that. Like, and it's no offense to nobody. I'm not trying to offend nobody or nothing. That's just what it is when you have social anxiety. It's certain things that you need and a way you want to move, and that makes me comfortable. So with that being said, but yeah, I said I would tell that story. That's the end of that story right there. With walking in the room and the energy. I was hanging out with my partners one time. We was preparing for a show, and I came to rehearse, and the energy was off, and then it was like I was the problem, but it was because when I came in, the energy was messed up. And you know what I'm saying? So instead of me, putting the loving energy on it, but there's times that I did go in rooms and I brought the room up and brung a more loving vibe, and that was by accident. I didn't even know. I just came in like that. So I do definitely, when I walk in the room now, one, I have to take a deep breath. Two, I read the room. And first, I before I do anything, if I don't feel it, I'm out of there. But if I feel like, okay, this is doable, then I take a minute, read the room, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on, see what's what. I'm very shy, so I used to kind of like jump on my phone, but now with me doing a lot of healing and working on myself and just working on that confidence, I don't do that. So when I walk in the room now, I kind of scan the room, see what's going on, instead of just like trying to hide in a corner and get my phone, because normally that's what I want to do. I really don't want to, I don't make eye contact. I don't want nobody to talk to me. I don't want to talk. But I'm an introvert. I would say introvert, extrovert. Like when I'm in my bag and around my my comfort, my people, when you're around your friends and you in a comfortable space, you kind of come out that shell. But when I'm in no, I prefer being quiet, having cool conversations, so I can think before I talk. I don't like, that overwhelming overload of like overstimulating. I don't like that. I'd rather be on a vibe. And it's times I have to move in areas like that, and I could do that, but again, when I know I'm going to be in those type of situations where there's a lot of hugging and speaking and talking and small talk, I kind of, I get myself comfortable. I wear comfortable clothing and my favorite this, and I have my little fidget thing so I can have those conversations. And I kind of have like a 3-question thing that I do. And other than that, I'm that's pretty much how I move around when I gotta be in those overstimulating situations. I just I prepare. So and I just kind of if I don't have nothing to say, I'm not gonna talk. I used to put pressure on myself to, oh, you gotta be this. No, I'm no. If I don't have nothing to say, I'm not talking. That's it. Period. Point blank. Some people take it as arrogant. And that's why I had changed. When I was younger, people thought I was arrogant, and it wasn't that. It was just that if I didn't have anything to say, I didn't say it, and I was very shy. So then I tried to come out of that, and that didn't work. So I found a middle ground. And it just is what it is. Hey, either you gonna accept me for this or not. You gonna love me for this or you won't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but I think people get it. My friends, we talked about it, and I told them how, I'm just going back to who I am. I'm getting back to my grassroots, like what makes me who I am. I've always, I always been a quiet, observant person. You know what I mean? Until I get to know you, until I feel the energy, then, what I'm saying, I come on my shell and I'll talk more and this and that. But I'm back to that person where, like I said, I'm walking in the room, I'm checking it out, taking a deep breath. Number one, if you could get me to stay in the room, if you could get me to stay in the room, you'll get to know me. If you can't get me to stay in the room, you won't know me. You'll just think I'm arrogant and I'm rude because I want to leave. And that's just what it is. It's just what it is. I'm just, listen, we have one life to live, and we should live it to the fullest. And we should never be in places we don't want to be. I mean, we have to do things we don't want to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? We have to work. We have to, deal with certain people, certain things that we don't want to deal with. So, hey, it is what it is. So why put yourself through those things if you don't have to? So I have to be at work every day and I have to deal with people every day. I have to talk. I am a supervisor, so I have to go and talk to people and I have to handle things this way, that way. So I have to calm people. So it is. So when I'm on my free time, I'm really quiet. I don't want to talk. I just want to lay back. But I got a podcast. That's because I want to spread love. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit. Because every episode, I'm going to just give a little bit more and more and more. One, I operate off love. Two, I am that one person, right? You always hear an entertainer or artist, a music entertainer or an actor, a painter, anything in that entertainment artistry field say, if they can just affect one person, right? That's what they want. Let me tell you, I am the one person, right? For Life Jennings. Life Jennings have a song where he says in the song, Christopher Reeves will always be Superman to me. When he said that, I was the person that connected with him because Christopher Reeves is my Superman. And so when I was coming up with my podcast and coming up with all my creative stuff, I thought about that. And I was like, that's what I'm going to tell people. Like, I was the person that was like, yeah, you got me. He got me on that first album, the whole album, it's like he even had that one song where he says, and when I actually, let me look up the name of the song because, I can't play it cause I don't own the rights, but when he, because when he say that, it just hit me like, man, this, if he was trying to get somebody to connect on that particular song, it was me. He was trying to get me. For sure. He was definitely trying to get me. Let me turn this down all the way. All right. I just want to look at the words and see what's the name of the song because that song I love, and I listen to that song a lot. It's two songs the whole album is my favorite, but it's two songs that really, really resonated with me. And I met him one time, and when I met him, he had his children with him, so I didn't want to, I did speak and, but I didn't want to like have a whole conversation, with him because I felt like, he had his children. They was doing the fair, and it was so many people starting to gather around him. So I was like, nah, I'ma just, So it's in the chorus it's like when the street lights come on, you better get home. He's like, those are the happiest days of his life. If it ain't rough, it ain't right. And while we reminiscing, Christopher Reeves, he said, Christopher Reeves, you're still Superman to me. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? And it's my life. The name of the song is My Life. And then my other song was Stick Up Kid. That was my favorite on that album. But I love the whole album. You could just you can let that album ride. I don't know anybody who don't listen to Life first album and just don't let the whole thing ride. The whole thing ride. So but yeah, so my point in saying all of that is that if I can really connect with people, that's what I want y'all to feel me. So I lost my way in love and now I'm back. I'm a lover. All I want to do is give love. Give love, give love, give love. I am going through a tough time right now, but let me tell you, my motto, and I heard Kirk Franklin say it again, another point of somebody saying something and they resonated, and me and that, I felt connected. He said, win while wounded. That's what I'm going to do. I try to wait till everything is all, nah, I'm going through some things. I'm going through some tough things, but I will for sure win while I'm wounded. So with that being said, I am going to end my podcast here. Let me tell y'all something. Tell somebody y'all love them. Put the mask on because COVID is still going around. My sister just had COVID. So, hey, I think you should still wear the mask. That's all I'm saying. But tell somebody you love them. And I'll see y'all next time. Love.